Part 3 of the welding rig build starts now. Let's get into it. Alright, so today I believe we are going to button up a couple things. I got some caps I need to make, and I kind of need to cover the back lights, the circle lights I had. I'm going to eliminate those. I think I'm just going to end up putting bullet lights there, so I'm going to weld a little 1/4-inch plate over that. And we're going to take care of some, pretty much the main comment I got on the last video is, I'll show you, is drilling a weep hole in here. A lot of you told me to do that, and after thinking about it, you're all right. So I'll take that out, and I will drill a weep hole through there. So let's start by doing that. All right, I got a hole drilled in there. You can't really see, but thank you all who suggested that. It was actually a pretty good idea. Even with a cap on it, someone said that, so glad I did that, and let's start working on something else. Winter has like fully come here in New Jersey. It is like 30 degrees out today. Yesterday when I was working, it was same. It's, you know, last week I was in a t-shirt working out here. Now my hands are frozen. I have no heat in this shop, as some of you may know, so I kind of just roll with the punches, layer up. With the doors closed, it kind of warms up when I'm in here, but it's windy and it's cold, and I got to pull this thing out a couple feet, open that door so I can work on the back, and yeah, makes it a lot colder in here, so let's just muscle through it today. So like I mentioned, I had these lights on here, and the lights that went in here were too small. They were kind of jostling around, and if I went to the next size up, 2.5-inch lights, these are 2 and just over 1/4, so I'd have to ream these out to get the bigger lights in there, and it's just, I'm just going to put this plate over it. It'll still look kind of cool, and I am going to end up drilling a couple 3/4 lights, so I still can get some lights back here, but we'll just drill through this instead. But that's kind of the gist. You know, I'd like to keep these lights in, but they kind of looked like crap after a little while, because the rubber cheap Amazon lights, it just wasn't good. So we have end to end is 26.5. Anyone shoot a comment down? Does anyone still use a stick ruler? Because I love using a stick ruler on stuff like this. It holds up, and I don't know, I just feel like they definitely have their place and come in handy more often than not. So we will go 1 inch past both of this. Let's go here. And then the piece I have, I believe, is, well, I'll tell you. It's like 5 7/8, so we'll call it 6. So we'll go there, and we'll go there. That's how we know where our center will be. And we'll get that thing cut up. We'll get this tacked on. I actually might pre-drill the holes first, so. I honestly don't know how I lived without that saw. It's been one of the best things I've used literally in the last 3 days. So let's clean this up. I'm gonna do a lot of prep for this. So let's get working on that. Who doesn't love a good 7018? Look at that. Oh man, I miss welding with sticks. Let's see. Uphill's usually a little tricky. A couple iffy spots, but hey. It's not a bad uphill pass. That ain't bad either. And the underneath is good as good. I missed running 70. I haven't stick welded since I started this project. Actually, now that I think of it, the plow I MIG welded, the dump truck I MIG welded. I haven't really messed with the stick in a long time, so it's fun. I love running stick. That's what I started with. So, all right, that's done. Let me clean this up a little bit, and we'll figure out what we're gonna do next. That might be it today, but obviously not the end of the video. But my dad actually just stopped by and brought me over that heater right over there. You can't really see. It's right there. Because when I paint this, I obviously want it to be warm in here so the paint doesn't take a million years to dry, and it'll just help keep the moisture out, hopefully, of here. I am gonna take a propane weed burner and kind of just go over all the metal before I paint it to get the moisture out, because as you guys know, if you weld, that metal always holds moisture. So try to get it warmed up, throw some primer on it, and yeah. But yeah, this is going pretty well. I'm glad I did this. I think it's gonna make the truck look a little cooler in the back here, so especially with the lights. So let's do something else, figure it out. Another question I got was why I didn't weld studs into the mounting C-channel there to hold the welder, and simply because accessibility for me. I don't have a way to lift this machine on and off my truck. I have the little Kubota, but it barely picked up my old welder. I'm bringing this to a buddy of mine's place who has equipment to lift it. So if I welded studs in there, I'd have to lift it straight on every time. And for me, if I through bolt it to service the machine, I can just unbolt it, and I can get some leverage and slide it a couple inches either way to get to the back, or if I just need to move it. So that's why I'm through bolting it, just to clear everything up. A couple people were asking, but that's my reasoning. Now, if I was laying this welder out long ways on the truck, then yeah, I probably would have put studs on it because I can access each side. But the fact that I'm doing like this, when I change the oil and the filter is going to be on the back side, I'm going to need to slide it out a couple inches just to get my hand in there. So thanks for the concern, but that's what I'm sticking with. All right, once we get this thing pulled out, I'll show you the back from the other day when I welded that plate on. But what I think I'm going to do next is I want to enclose this. This was never enclosed, so it's got a lot of crud in there. So I'd like to enclose this and then have a hole drilled here on the plate so I can fish the wires through for all these lights. So I'm going to cut them out, and then I got one over here and one over there. So let's just do that real quick and move on. So I just finished that. I ended up running over to my parents' house, grabbed my dad's old battery Sears charger, because my little trickle charger did not want to jump this. I left it on there for about 2 hours, powered them right up. None of that worked. So kind of later in the day, it's a lot later than I hoped, because I'd hoped to get this thing out, power wash it again, get all the stuff off, dry it off nice, and then get it ready to paint the next couple days. But tomorrow is Wednesday. It's supposed to be in the 50s, So I'm just gonna pull it out. I'm gonna clean up the rest of it with the surface conditioning tool, and I'll hit it with the power washer one more time, maybe degrease it with some purple power or something, get it nice and dry, bring it inside. Maybe it'll be nice enough to where I can throw a coat of primer on it, and then we're getting real close to start putting everything on this thing. So you can see over here, I ended up putting the cap on, leaving the inside. But yeah, you guys saw there was there was water in that, so the other side was really giving me a hard time. Now, whatever, it is what it is, and we're just gonna leave it like that. So we'll catch back up tomorrow and start getting this thing to where it looks like a welding rig soon, because I know a lot of you are probably waiting, and I'm dying to see it. All right, guys, today's a new day. As you can see, I'm in a t-shirt. This weather here has been crazy. The last like half a week has been in the 20s and 30s. Today it's like 50. So I'm pulling this thing out of the garage once more after yesterday, and I am gonna clean the entire bed. I'm gonna power wash it one more time. I'm gonna hit it with a flat disc, whatever, the surface conditioning tool, and I'm gonna degrease it, whatever, and we are possibly gonna throw some primer on today since it's so warm, and then continue on. Mess to clean up before we do that. I did throw a little primer on here yesterday. I did throw some primer on there yesterday just to kind of see how it's gonna go. The spray can. I did buy roll-on primer, so that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Here are my tools of choice to get this bed ready for paint. A cup wire wheel, a 40 grit flap disc. We have this surface conditioning tool, say that 10 times fast, and then another surface one on a grinder, which I've used a little bit. But this isn't a how-to put bed liner on, because I'm prepping this to roll new bed liner on. This is how I'm doing it. It's not going to be perfect. It might peel in 6 months, but I'll have extra. I will touch it up over the next couple years as I go. And this is just something to give me a little peace of mind that it looks a little better. And then obviously this is going to get painted, and this will get painted, and I will end up repainting the headache rack with minimal prep. Yes, I'm not a paint guy. I am a fabricator and welder on some days. So I will hit that a little bit, clean it off with some degreaser, maybe wipe it down with some acetone, and I'm just going to throw new black paint over it. I am going to put hardener in my paint. I've done a little research to make it last a little longer, but that's how I'm going to do it. So that's what we're going to do. So let me get masked up, and we are going to get this thing prepped up. And I'm not looking forward to this. So let's just get it over with. Alright guys, that is gonna wrap this segment of part 3 up. I got the headache rack painted. Now, you saw this in the time lapse. This is white primer. That's what I had, or what I got. Usually I use the brown Rust-Oleum, but this was on sale, so I grabbed it. And it looks like this because I tried hitting all the bare metal spots for when I put the bed liner on, because the bed liner likes primer. So here's the back. It's kind of dark, can't see. I didn't paint this yet because this seam didn't dry from yesterday with the primer, so I don't really want to mix it. I'll just, when I do the second coat, I'll hit that heavy. But did this side, it's gonna turn out really nice, I think. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I don't know if I'm gonna get this painted the rest of today. Today's Friday, day after Thanksgiving, actually, so I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. And yeah, for the sake of getting a video out, like I said, once a week, tomorrow morning, I'm gonna end this video here, and then hopefully the next video we'll be bed lining this, and it might be time to put the welder on. So thanks guys. Like, subscribe, do the whole 9. If you haven't found the other videos of this yet, this is video number 3, so I really appreciate it. Go check out the other videos. All right, so that's it. We'll see you guys next week for installment number 4. See ya.